comes Legos, bricks and toys.
All right, toy fans. So hey, check it out. I got my trauma team card. So if something happens with the police in Cyber City, I got some reinforcements. Right. I'm now a member. Woo! My heart rate drops. Here come the med cops. Right. I had to throw that out there. It's so fun. Okay, so throw that back up there. Unfortunately, this is not an ambulance. This is a urban police convoy, but going back to Lumibricks, it is still the Lumibricks Cyber City stuff. Now, I don't have any of the big sets of Cyber City. All I have are the vehicles. I've got the police car, which we looked at. I've got the bus, which I broke down. I'll put the link up there. That's a really good one. But this is a brand new one, the Police Urban Convoy. The box feels small. It feels very, very small, but I have a feeling it's going to be a lot of cool stuff in this. 485 pieces. I don't think this is the biggest out of all the vehicle sets. I think the bus actually has a bigger piece count, but yeah, we'll get this. Now, I used a coupon on mine. I got it on the site. I had a $20 off coupon that I have built up over time, and I was able to use it towards this. This thing normally runs about 35, 40 bucks. We're going to see how much it's worth it. Now, I went ahead and got the book out, and I've marked everything. We're going to do bag 1 today. Then we'll do bag 2 another day, bag 3, finish off with bag 4. Try to make them short. I've already taken all of the lights, plugged them in to make sure they all work. They all work. And I mean beautifully, beautifully, beautifully work. As a matter of fact, let's do this. Let's turn that off. Try that again. Oh man, so we got this light here. We've got 2 flashing red and blue strobes. We got another like brake light over here in red. We've got these 2 light up panels. We've got 2 yellow lights here. It's really hard to see, but there's some really interesting stuff there. So I'm going to put that off to the side. I also had because I was also doing a review of my cyber shop from Brickcool. I was like, yeah, we'll turn that down just a little bit. All right, so let's look at bag 1. So we'll need F. Boom, and we'll need 1, 2. I'm making sure I'm grabbing all the bags this time. I already set them all up. So 2 has 1, 2, 3 bags. 3 has 2 bags. 4 has 2 bags, and then that's it. So 1 has 2 bags. We'll go ahead and place that up there. There we go. Kind of set it that way so we can kind of, I don't know. Do we really need to see all that? All right, so Lumibricks. Absolutely love this company. As a matter of fact, real quick, if you're liking this sort of stuff, because I mean, this is really kind of personal blog stuff for me. Like for me, it's me doing this. I enjoy building blocks. I'm autistic. I've got an Asperger head. So for me, this sort of thing, building, regrouping, that sort of stuff, that just makes me smile, makes me happy. So if you like this sort of stuff and you like hearing, my life stories or things or even building techniques, stuff like that, be sure to subscribe, okay? That really helps me out probably more than anything else. I'm wanting to see if I can get to 1,000 followers by the end of summer. Who knows? But hey, I'm kind of up there, and the people who constantly come and visit, hey, I thank you all so very much. You have no idea what that means to me, okay? Also, if you're thinking about getting this set down the road, look, down in the description, I put all my links to everything that I have. So, my Lumibricks affiliate link, my Amazon shop, things like that. I'm going to put it all there. When I start doing PDF instructions, I think I'm going to put them on Rebrickable. I'll put those links down there as well. So, I will have many, many, many options for you to choose from, okay? All right, so let's get into F and bag 1. Actually, I want to go backwards a little bit because, let's see, we've got our batteries. That's all settled, that's all settled, that's all settled. Really nice, like, picture work in here. There's some dual wing doors, articulated wheels. This thing's supposed to be a hover ship. Makes me wish that they would have done that for the police car as well. Oh man, we need some motorcycles now, and we need a trauma team. Honestly, like when I was putting together, I want to say honestly, be so for real. when I was putting together the Lego ambulance, that's something I thought of. It's like, man, how cool would it be to have a light up Neoncity trauma team, drop team vehicle sort of thing. Now notice Lumibricks does not have any weapons in their Neoncity stuff. Okay, so they have taken a stance on weapons there. The Old West has weapons. Medieval has like swords and knives. Old West has got the regular pistols, things like that. I'm actually looking at, I'm waiting to get paid, but I was going to order some parts because I was going to put together a team of trauma team soldiers that kind of use a standard Lego minifig. Might sell some of them. I don't know yet. But I am loving the Brickcool Cyberpunk stuff. The Lumibricks Cyberpunk stuff. This stuff is great. It's like if you have never had a Lumibricks Cyberpunk set, I hear the Izakaya is amazing. That's definitely a set that I want to get down the road. But the police car was pretty good. I loved the build of the bus. The future bus is great, and I have a feeling this one is going to be a lot of fun. Out of the gate, looking at the guy already, I'm like, dude, this is gonna be epic. Okay, so we do get some extra arms and we get some hands. Now, normally we would set it to where we would want the hands to go kind of like this, where they can go up and out like that. But I've also found a trick. If you take the opposite side hand, we'll put this one over here. There we go. If you put the opposite side hand over on this hand over here, or this arm over there, you can make it to where the arms kind of bend down a little bit more. So that's normally how I set my minifigures. You do not have to set your minifigures like that, but I feel like it gives a little bit more of a straight arm doing it that way. So this dude looks cool. Look, he's got the cybernetic eyes. He's got the wetware going, man. Absolutely cool. Alright, so we're going to put the extra arm stuff over there. This is going to be a light bar. These pieces right here are fiber optic light bar pieces. We get our printed pieces on some plates. We'll have some extra plates. And then, of course, all of our integrated wire bricks and stuff. Like that one. It's got little channels to run your wires in. One of the oh my goodness. There's a set that the Kai blocks I started putting together the other day has also got some of those bricks in there, and I was like, what? Oh, somebody might be getting in trouble. Somebody's in trouble. Somebody's in trouble. Alright, so I'm going to put the small bag of stuff. We're going to put it right over here with the arms. Look at that. We'll put these pieces right down here. And one thing to keep in mind, you do not start off with a harness. Everything is brick built in this series. Absolutely love it. Alright, so we got a green. Let's see, this is a green 4x6. 4x6 there. And we need 1, 2, 3, 4 of these bracket plates. They're kind of like snotted bracket plates, kind of weird, but we've seen them in Lego. It's not something that you're going to see very often. Alright, so that should go here and here, and then here and here, kind of like that. Okay, kind of setting them up to the end of that plate, and then we're going to start building across. Now we need a plate with a Technic pinhole, and it's a 1x2. So I was going for that 1 by 1, but I need to be going for a 1 by 2. 1, 2, and then of course a 1 by 6 plate right here. 1 by 6 plate should be going across here. Oh man, how in the world am I missing these? Let me go back and look again. They're very specific. I might have to bring this up to my face. Here's one. And there should be another one there. It's a little bit longer than your standard. And I think that's where I'm being thrown off. And it's like a sea of black pieces. A black and white piece. Well, it's mainly black and gray. Few oranges. But when you got a lot of pieces that look the same, it's really hard to tell what's what. Alright, so we got a 2 by 6 plate that's going right on top. Solidify those. We've got some Technic pinpoints. Trucking right along. So now we need, here's our gray. So we got a gray cross stopper with a blue friction pin. And then a number 4 bar. We're going to check. Number 4 over there. That's going to be my next tattoo, is the Technic bars going across here. Pen identifiers, things like that. Why? Because I am that nerdy. I've got to do it. It's ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. Do I have to? No, I really don't. But I really do enjoy, like, having this ridiculous tattoo on me. There's, like, I have just been, like, super nerded out about the fact I've got a Lego plate guide right there. Man, oh man. Okay, now we're putting another one of those Technic bars with cross pins on there. And this time we've got an extra long pin to friction pin there. It's going to go in this way, and then this should fit right in there. Boom. And I believe we're going to be making the actual wheel section that allows for the wheels to turn underneath, because this has hover mode. I'm excited. Once they showed that they had not only a hover mode, but then they also had a an opening hatch with a gel cell piece in there, I was like, oh, I gotta. And it was one of those, because I had been waiting on the Ranch Duel for the Old West, and I was like, I've got to, if I do not get that Urban Police Convoy, I'm definitely going to kick myself, because it's right up with what I'm doing with my city. I was like, it makes sense to have it in. I don't even know if, like, I've got, like, over there, I've got, like, the mecha team, I'm building a pier, I've got a whole, coastal thing going up, and I'll be building some walls, and like I get pretty nerdy about this stuff. I'm actually basing it off of Rockport, Texas, which I got prayers to them right now, because that area right now around Corpus Christi is flooding. We're supposed to go there, I think, in about a month or so. I'm just kind of concerned for them, hoping that they're going to be okay. Anytime that it's flooding. Same thing I think is happening in Louisiana too. And I don't know how much of it's hitting, like, the deep East Texas area, but I got my prayers out to the people of Louisiana as well, hoping that they're going to be okay. Alright, so we've got, I want to make sure now, some of these are proprietary plates that have, like, guide wires in it that are also in black. So I need to make sure when I'm looking at 1x4s and not these 1x4s with, like, wire guides in it. That's something to keep in mind. Alright, so now we need, we got our Technic piece here. Now we've got some translucent red studs. I kind of wonder how this is going. And then we got the proprietary studs. They're like wire studs, so they're like 1x1 round plates that have kind of a cut in it, and they almost fit more like a sleeve onto things, which I think is very interesting. But we've got that. Now I have a feeling this is where the back bar light is going to be going. So now we need a Technic bar to bar with a cross pin. We need a sleeve, and then a red Technic pin. Whee! You almost lost that one. That would not have been good. Okay, so that's going to go in this way. We've got this going right into here. And that looks like we got one more set. So, another Technic pin with crossbar. Or two Technic crossbars to a horizontal pin. Oh, I don't even know. And honestly, I'm not going to be looking up the name of these things. Just not what I'm going to do. That's not what I want to do at all. Oh, hey, as a matter of fact, you know what I forgot to do? I forgot to... Alright. Turn it down a little bit. That's for me. But if you want to listen along, I will put the music down in the description of what I listen to while I work. I've got a lot of like liminal sort of stuff that I like to listen to. So yeah, but I'll turn it down just so the YouTube gods are happy. But I will link the artist and everything in there because I think it's important, and I want to celebrate them because they do, some of these artists I listen to, they do some amazing work. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and unplug this. This is my first piece that I am unplugging. There you go. And I need to figure out how I'm going to be following this through. So it looks like we've got our light with wire going up, and then we've got one of our bars. So we got these two bars. That one's gonna fit right into here. That's supposed to go right up over here. Are these two the same size? Yeah, they're the same size. Okay, so now 18 and 19. So now we are supposed to be fitting this piece, this optical piece, into here, and that bar is going to go right into there, and we're just going to slide that in to make that connection there. Okay, now I have got to see what this looks like, so let's go ahead. I'm going to plug. Is it the right way? Should probably grab my tweezers for some of this. Okay, so let's take a look. Oh, how cool is that? That's the tail light. Oh, man. You know, here's the thing. I really liked the way they did the light on the police cruiser. Like, I really liked that look as well. But this might actually be my favorite. I love the red bar light. Oh, that's solid. Absolutely solid. I love that one. Absolutely solid. Okay, so here we go. This is supposed to fit right up into here. Boom and boom. All right, there we go. And then that's gonna be a little tight. That'll be fine. That'll be fine. But look, yeah. So we got our bar light in there. We're starting to build the chassis of this thing, and I have a feeling it's gonna be pretty big. It's not gonna be a teeny tiny, not an itty bitty weeny. Was it an itty bitty teeny weeny beanie? Oh man, I used to watch a lot of ridiculous TV. I'm gonna go ahead and admit that. Okay, so now we get this And it is actually a hinge plate, but only one side. I'm gonna put that down right there. We got 1, 2, a 1 by 1 by 1 by 2 inverted bracket. And then we need this 6 by 10 plate. And we need 2 orange jumper plates. Okay. Here's where I'm going to be counting. So we need 1, 2, 1, 2. So 1, 2 down, 1, 2. That should fit to 4th stud in, right? Yeah. And then we've got a small space here, 4th stud in, 1 left over there. Kind of straighten those up. Let's take a brick and straighten those up. Boom. There we go. So that is nice and straight. If you've never seen that, for anybody who's new to building, you can take a plate like this and you'll line up your plates, studs, things like that. Makes it a lot easier. Just put a little bit of force on it. 23, we're going to flip this over. And then we need a, what is that, a little quarter tile. And that's going round portion out, but flat to the back. And then this should be going right onto here. It looks like we're pulling the wires out. We're not going to stuff them underneath, which is fine by me. So that should go here and here, just like that. Okay, there we go. Let's go over to 25. We need 2 1 by 10s. How do we know they're 1 by 10s? We can count them. 5, 5, that's 10. Or if you've got a tattoo like mine, put it on there. 1 by 10. So we got 2 of them. We're stacking them too high. We need a 2 by 8. 4, 4. And I guess we're just setting that off to the side. We need 1 1 by 1 by 1 by 1 by 2 inverted bracket. And then a 1 by 1 slope. I always call them cheese wedges. I think that's what we call them a lot. But it's actually, if you're wanting to know the actual name is a slope. Why does that matter? Well, it doesn't unless you are building instructions. Now that is where it gets kind of difficult. If you're building instructions like I've been working on lately, and you're trying to find a name for something, you're like, oh my goodness. This has downright become nightmare fuel for me. But I figured it out. Absolutely figured it out. Okay, so it looks like we're building the wheel well right here. We're kind of up in this section right up here with this white plate. But on the opposite side, obvi. 28, 29, we got a 2 by 4 plate. It's going to go right down here on the end. And then now we're getting into our proprietary pieces. We got 1, 2 of these wire guides. Now, if you look, they've got holes in them. They've got little like slits in them that allows you to run wires into them. We've got 2 of those. And 1 of these corner brick pieces that has little grooves in it. You put a top on it. But this is how we're burying our wires into our build. What I love about Lumibricks, they're going to give you description on where the wires go. Hey, put these plates down. This brick will turn this particular way. I love that they do that. It shows that they are paying attention to how this stuff is being put together. They definitely know. Okay, so we want the shorter. So look, there's 2 wires here. One's 130, one's 150. The 150 goes out. The 130 is going to go up into this wire guide. Just like that. Okay. And then we're putting another set of those proprietary plates down right? 1 and 2. So 1 and 2, just like that. Okay. And that's going to hold that into place, which I like. So right now, and the reason why you don't want to bust this thing is that the wire is running through here in between these plates. If we wanted to, we could always run a secondary wire up there. Like, it's the way that these plates work, it is really, really, really cool. We will have a little bit of exposed wire back there, but I have a feeling we'll be burying that underneath something so we don't see it. Probably this hubcap over here. So we got a 2x8 in white. We've got our proprietary yellow brick. Now this one's got a wire guide in it. It's like a 1x1 stud. Then we've got a 1x1 slope. Let's find it. And then a 1x1 by 1x2 bracket right there. Okay. Now we're putting this on the inside. We are going, this should go all the way to the end, I believe. And then this is going to be going right down here on the end. Okay, so we got a little bit of a wire snippet there. It doesn't say to have this turned one way or another. I'm going to turn it towards the inside possibly. Just because if we're not going to see that wire piece, there's no point in having it there. So kind of roll that cut. And I'll show you what I mean. There's like a little cut on it. Then we'll roll that to the back. Okay. Interestingly enough, the other one had us put this so far forward. I kind of want to go back and look at the previous. Yeah, see, I'm off by 1. Watch, we're going to pop that up, push that all the way to the end. Yeah, that's supposed to go all the way to the end. So I was wrong on the original set. I would have fixed it, but now that I know, I know. And that could be a mistake that you could also not make if you're building this along with me at this moment. So 32. Okay, so we are going to be running that secondary wire set up through here. And then this should fit right down onto there. Okay, so we do have both wires coming out of one end. And we have the hubcap holding everything down. Okay, looks good. Looks good in my opinion. Now we do need this channel piece. So we got a brick that's like a actual channel. And then we should have our hub. All right, now these are our wire hubs. I actually lost one and had to get a new one the other day because it just, I have no idea. But it was on my Sunset stopover. Got it replaced. Good company. They're definitely going to keep you with the best. Okay, so it looks like right here we're putting our channel brick right here, and then we have our actual router piece going right here. So the router piece I think will be in the cab. It's a little odd in my opinion, but you know, that could be okay. All right, now looking at this, I am going to take, surprisingly, I did not see a brick separator in here, which is unusual. We usually have one. So I'm going to run over here to my brick separators. I want to get the official Fun Hole Lumibricks brick separator. I'm going to push these wires down just a little bit like that, because it's showing that they should be down a little bit and then coming out over here. This one looks like it's going to be going up. And the other, let's see, the 130 is cutting over and going 2 slots in right over here. Okay. All right. So the 130 is going down this way. That's going to be going up this way. That's still going out this way as far as we're concerned. And then we need an orange 1x6. No consequence to what we're doing here. I was like, are we burying something? But we're not. It's just there. And now we are building some more. Okay. So it looks like we're building the cab portion of this. So we've got two 1x3 jumper plates. If you don't know what a jumper plate is, it's a plate like this. Normally it would be 3 studs long. We have 2 because these studs go in between areas where we would not have a stud. So they become what we like to call jumper plates. They jump you from one section to another. Really good way of making some interesting windows or onset windows, things like that. Okay, so they're going to pop in right here. So this is going to be how they do their seating. Oftentimes is they have it to where they put feet in these, kind of like how Friends does it. So that'll be probably how we'll be seating these figures. So they will have a place to sit. Don't fret. Okay, so that's it on that one. Now we need this plate. Then we need another friction bar. Oh, man. Okay. That's going to go this way. That's going to pop in this way. Okay, and it looks like we need one more. I was like, is it a new step? It is an absolute new step. So we got another friction piece, friction pin, another one of these bars, and then another one of these plates with pinholes in it. And that's going to fit in right to here. And I'm kind of wondering if this is how the front of the wheels are going to go. It reminds me a little bit of the same mechanism that the bus was based on, which worked out, in my opinion. I absolutely, like I said, I love the bus. I will play with the bus where I will fly it around. Be like, whee, fly it around, sort of bus thing. That bus was so cool. That was a great build. That would be one, there's a part of me that would be willing to take it apart and build it again, just because I did enjoy it quite a bit. Alright, so we got another one of these pins. Friction pin to plate with pin holder. And then another bar to friction pin to plate. So we're doing the same thing, but for the other side. Just like that. Okay. And then that's going to fit onto there. And this should be going on this side. So yeah, this is going to be the front wheel section. Works. Absolutely works. Looks like the back wheels are going to fold together. I think the bus was the same way. So that absolutely is cool in my opinion. Okay, so we do have this sort of wedged or slanted plate. It should be a 3x6, but it's a 3x6 double slanted. I don't know the actual name, but that's what I'm going to call it today. And this is going to fit right onto here. So this should be going right to the back, plugging that in there, and then we do have some turn to these. Okay, so 48, 49, we're going to put the opposite plate to this side. And then we want 1, 2, and these are 2 of these 1x1 tiles in orange. Pretty striking color. And then a 1x4 plate, black. We've got a 2x6, and then it looks like 2 snot bricks. 1, 2. And snot bricks, not because they are gross and their nose is running, though it looks kind of like a nostril. That means stud not on top. So we're going to put 2 down, and then we've got 1, 2 of our snot bricks. And I have a feeling we're running lights up to these. Now we do have a inverted bracket, a 1x2 by 1x2 inverted bracket. This should be going down here onto this, right there. And this is now folding over onto this. So let's push all of this down. Oh, no! Pop that back on there, just like that. Hopefully we're putting something here to reinforce this. But this is probably about how big this vehicle is going to be. It's a little bit smaller than the bus. Probably on par with the police car. The police car, don't get me wrong, I like the police car. I ended up modding mine because there were just some things that just did not work, in my opinion. But it was very, very early on. But I will say that, in all honesty, there was like the way that the window was. I didn't like it being attached to the wires. Lots of things. I was like, I'm not too keen on this. That I did end up changing over time. Okay, so now we're going to be taking our yellows. So we've got our yellow lights that are going to be going on up top. And how are we doing this? 55, 56. This is going, looks like directly across. Now I'm guessing that this wire, I'm going to do this because I'm guessing we're putting something over the top of this. So we won't see the wire quite so much. So if we bury that down into this part of the build, that should be copacetic. Do it kind of like that, right? Beep beep. we got some wheels. I would say the wheels on this bus, but it's no bus. Absolutely no bus. Another proprietary part. This time we're bringing this line down through here. Now we're bringing this wire down through here, and it's going to go right in the center. So we're putting one of those proprietary plates. It's a plate that's got like a little slot in it. And the whole idea is that you don't pinch your wires, which I absolutely love. I think that's amazing. Because, I mean, again, the last thing you want to do is ruin all of your parts. So we got another wire piece here. This one's going to be going out this way. So what we are doing is it looks like we're going to be moving this wire up this way. So we're going to go right across here. Pull some of that extra slack out. Make sure that that's not there we go. Alright, so it's like being gentle enough that you can get the wire through, but also making sure that you're not destroying it. So this is going to go in that very last slot right over here. Let's see, that should go pins out towards us. Plate portion in the back. There we go, just like that. Hopefully we're putting something over this that's going to cover that. And that would be, I get it if it's out. I mean, it kind of keeps with the vibe of everything. But at the same time, it's like, I'm not quite so sure about that. Alright, so the 150 millimeter is going to be going down. So again, right through everything, right over here. And this is going to be attaching to our battery pack that has two CR3202s. I know, like, some people don't like them. Most of the time for builds, if I have it built into like the city, I've got it set up with USB. If it's a vehicle, most of the time I will keep it on the battery portion, and the reason why is because I like to move the vehicles around. Can't do it if they're USB bound. Man, look at that. You got that beautiful red. Let's see, turn it off. Red. And then we got our lights. Kind of a sickly yellow. Oh, man. This is sick. Alright, that's going to fit right into there. A little hard to get to the switch. It's kind of buried a little bit, but we got it. We got it. We got it. Looky there. I'm going to pull that wire back down there. I like to make sure these don't get pinched. So I'm going to pull it all the way that way. And that's on there. Hey, that's it for our first step, right? So we got, let's take a look. So we still have these. We put our little guy together. He is exceptionally cool. Look at that. He's got the police printing on him. He's got printing on the back. He's got like armor. I like those cyber eyes. That is cool. I like the cyber eyes quite a bit. And then we've got this right here where we've got the front. So we got the lights here, the light in the back. That is exactly how big that's going to be. And then you've got the you got the lights here. So you've got the two sickly yellowish green lights there. You get the red bar light in the back. Man, that's fire, man. I absolutely like that. And then of course you got the rotating wheel set. That'll be fun. All right, well, that's all we're going to do for today for this particular one. Hey, I thank you all for showing up. If you like this stuff and it kind of reaches your ears, it's like, hey, I like listening to you talk. I like watching you build bricks, learning a little bit something. Be sure to hit that subscribe button if you have not subscribed. Like this video. It helps YouTube know that you're liking what I'm making. And comment, let me know what you feel about this. Let me know if you're wanting to get this. If you want my affiliate link, it's down in the show notes. Definitely go pick it up. I get a small commission. Those commissions, they pay out over time. Nothing big, but I appreciate any of the help I can get. Like I said, this is my hobby. So anytime I can save a little bit of money on my hobby and I can continue making this stuff and send it out there to you, I'm going to do it, okay? I thank you for your time. And guess what? I love you all. Jesus loves you more. There's nothing you can do about it. Good luck with the build and happy brick hunting. Till next time.